Good afternoon, everyone. This is Felix from the Sun-Gazette, and this is Mitch Rupert. He's the beat reporter for the Williamsport Crosscutters. We're here tonight to talk a little bit about the team so far this year. 15 games in, the Cutters are now under 500 for the first time, Mitch. I mean, what's that say about the team being so young and inconsistent at this point?
That's exactly what they are, Jake. They're inconsistent, and that's what we expected, I think, coming in when you're dealing with a lot of kids who are 19, 20 years old, and I think it's the same thing Andy Tracy and the coaches of this team expected as well, and it's exactly what they're getting. They're getting a team that, twice in the first week you're going to score 13 runs, and then you're getting a team that the last two nights has not looked very good at all, playing against Mahoning Valley. So it's kind of what you expect from this team. 7 of the 9 regular starters are kids that came out of the high school draft. So you got young kids who are still learning how to play the game, still learning how to play baseball at a professional level. So there's going to be ups and downs.
I mean, you mentioned a little bit about the offense there. 13 runs, one run, done the next. How about the pitching staff also? I mean, it seemed like there's been allowing a lot of walks and a lot of guys around base, and sometimes that's tough.
It's been a struggle, and the big thing is it's been a struggle with their command. We've seen Jonathan Musser in 3 starts has yet to throw 6 innings total, and he's walked 13. Delvin Perez is another guy who hasn't thrown many innings, has walked more than 10 already. And even the guys out of the bullpen are giving up walks and hits at the same time. The numbers are astounding. I looked at them before the series started. In games that the Crosscutters lose, the bullpen is giving up an average of more than 17 base runners per 9 innings. In the games they win, they're giving up less than 8 runners per 9 innings. So there's a big disparity there between nights when they win and lose. It's all about giving up the walks. It's all about giving up some hard hit balls. They're just struggling how to find the game.
I mean, at this level, especially how tough is that, especially when the guys early in the season are pitch counts. I mean, what kind of stress does that put on the bullpen and some of the other guys?
Yeah, that's one of the big things I was just talking about with Andy Tracy, the manager. He said, they've been shorthanded in the bullpen because they've had some starters. Jeremy Goose has been on a pitch count. He's only been able to go 3 innings. His last start, he finally went 5. You've had Delvin Perez, who hasn't given them much. John Musser, who hasn't given them many innings pitched. So, in turn, you're using your long relief guys who are giving them 4 innings at a time, 4+ innings at a time, and then you lose them for 2 to 3 days after that. So, it's not so much a problem of overuse or anything right now. It's just a matter of you need guys to go too long, and a lot of these guys are on stern pitch counts, so there's not a lot of wiggle room with them.
And for the people who don't know, talk a little bit about how the New York Penn League schedule works. These guys don't get many days off. There's an all-star break coming up, and maybe an occasional day off every, 3 or 4 weeks, but not much.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks of the season already. It'll be 3 weeks till the Crosscutters get their first day off next Tuesday. These guys are playing every day. They are out here every day, and this is brand new for a lot of them. A lot of the pitching staff here in Williamsport is made up of college draftees from this year's draft, and a lot of the guys are first-year pros out of high school, so they're not quite used yet to playing every day, but they're getting used to it. And when you don't have a lot of days off, you're going to get tired. You're going to see some bad games, but that's what they have to learn. They have to learn to kind of battle through that a little bit.
How about injuries at this point of the year? Last night was another big one. Mitch Walding got hit in the elbow with a pitch, and they took him out of the game. And what's his status?
Yeah, Andy just said that he's not playing tonight. It's all about the swelling and how he feels right now. He kind of got hit on that nerve right here on your elbow, so he had a dead arm. He was standing there on first base shaking his arm out, so you knew he had a dead arm. They took him out of the game right away. Trey Ford went in third. But it's just a day-to-day thing with Mitch right now, and because that's his lead arm when he's swinging. Left-handed too, it's his throwing arm, so it's a day-to-day thing, but he'll be fine.
We were watching bat practice today. I saw Roman Quinn we talked a lot about, Green Boy we talked a lot about, and we saw Serritella too. How about his production this year? Here's a kid hitting over 300 or near 300. It seems like he's really a staple in that line.
Great draft pick for the Phillies, I think, in the 4th round to get Serritella out of Southern Illinois. He's hitting over 300 now. He's doing exactly what you want a college guy in the middle of the lineup to do. He's giving you some pop. He's hit a home run already. He's got good gap power. I actually had a fan ask me on Twitter last night who would I compare him to, and Ian Catherine from ESPN Radio, we talked about it. We thought Garrett Jones from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good kind of quality power, good gap hitter. He's going to give you that production in the middle of the lineup. And with a lineup this young, Serritella is giving them just what they need. A college All-American right in the middle of that lineup to kind of calm everyone down, give you that that guy you can count on day in and day out.
How about in the clubhouse as well? I mean, you mentioned how you said there's a lot of 19 girls on this team having a college guy in the clubhouse. Does he seem like he's the type of guy, that will speak up in the clubhouse and lead like that?
Right now, he seems pretty quiet. I think a lot of these guys are pretty quiet just because they're still unsure of their setting. You can't really pick out one or two guys that are your leader right now. You got some high draft picks here, but everybody's just kind of getting their feet wet right now, and they're trying to get a feel for what it's like to play pro baseball. This isn't exactly a level where you need guys to step up and be your rah-rah leader kind of guys.
I mean, it's July in the Major League Baseball season. A lot of teams like to talk about the trade deadline. I mean, fans get excited about that. Typically, that doesn't affect the crosscutters, although we did see Domingo Santana lead up one year. I mean, just talk about the possibility of some prospects being involved at this level.
This year, more than ever, you think about that. Last year, you had, the last couple of years, you had some Latin American guys. Domingo Santana was in Lakewood last year when he got traded after playing here for a year. You had Michael Franco, who you thought maybe had a shot to go. But because you're dealing with a lot of guys now who are high school draft picks from last year, there's that possibility that they could go in a deal. Now, the farther the Phillies fall out of the race, the less likely the Phillies are to add pieces, and they're going to have to get rid of some young guys. So it all depends on what the Phillies do here, but because you're dealing with guys who are a year away from the draft, you can't be traded until a year after you're drafted. So because we're dealing with guys that are a year post-draft, there's that opportunity there that someone might get extended.
The team's been struggling a little bit here. I mean, it seems like it's a good time for them to get out on the road maybe a little bit, come together. I mean, after tonight, they're on the road for, I think, a week. Do you think it's a good time for them to hit the road?
Yeah, except you're going into a pretty hostile environment. It's going to Staten Island and going to Brooklyn to play 3 games apiece. 2 teams that traditionally are really good. Brooklyn's always at the top of the New York M League. Staten Island's always battling too. I'm kind of disappointed they're not down here because they're usually fun teams to watch with pretty good prospects. But maybe it's a good thing for them to get out on the road and just try to bond with each other and understand what playing this game is all about, understanding what the pro game is about. By the time they come back, it's pretty much the rest of July they're going to be here at Bowman Field.
It seems like also in the New York Penn League, maybe at the beginning of the year we made it undersold State College. I mean, a lot of times you see the Cutters, that's all about the series. The Cutters were rolling that, but they split this year. I mean, let's talk about the New York Penn League overall, how improved teams like State College.
State College is, it's a great surprise to see from them because there's been talent here the last couple of years in the Pirates organization. We just haven't seen it in State College. This year you get some really good pitching, highlighted by 17-year-old Luis Radio out of Mexico as a kid, throws 90 to 94. Good secondary stuff. I saw Guy Cipriano from the Center Daily Times. He pitched either last night or the night before. Said at one point he had thrown 47 pitches and 42 of them were fastballs or something. That's kind of the State College way that this kid can be dominant with his fastball. And it's fun to see that there's going to be some competitiveness within the division outside of just Mahoning Valley and all.
All right, well, thanks a lot. This is Mitch Rupert. To follow him, go on Twitter. I mean, Mitch does a great job of keeping me up to date throughout the games. Tonight's our last home game, as we mentioned, until next Wednesday, July 11th. I'm Jake Felix from the Sun-Gazette. Thanks again, and we'll hopefully see you soon.